Alrighty, everybody, welcome here on Beard Motorsports Network here for the Beard Motorsports Racing League, round number 2, and the Bristol 180 here tonight as we get ready to go. Green Flag Racing here momentarily, but before we do that, we got a little bit of house cleaning to take care of from last week and going into this week. First and foremost, a little bit of bugs, I would say, with some drivers and their connection, and seems to be mostly on the Xfinity network because I myself have noticed it. So hopefully, knock on wood, we make it through this. But here tonight, for the first time ever, here on the Beard Motorsports Broadcasting Network, not only Matt here with you, but you got Luke and Ty in the booth with us as well. Guys, how are you here tonight?
I can't complain. Super excited to be here with you, Matt. Obviously, you've got plenty of experience. Hoping I can gain some of that. Excited to see some good racing as well. How about you, Ty?
I'm ready to watch some of this exciting racing. I mean, Bristol's a fun track, and it's going to either be a wreck fest or it's going to be some really tight-knit racing going on.
Well, man, I tell you what, if I had to take a guesstimation on what we're going to see tonight, probably a ton of carnage, but probably some decent racing mixed into it. But before we get going tonight, what we do have to do, let's take a look at the championship standings going into the night here in just a moment as we prepare for round number 2. So, but both of you guys here have done some races before, so you do know how this game is played. What is the nerves like going into the second round of the season after you get away from Daytona and all the things that are associated with super speedways?
Well,
I mean, really, this. Go ahead.
Sorry, Ty. Well, you gotta, think about you could lose it here. Really, you get last place here in the championship. It's going to be really hard for you to crawl your way back in such a short season we have. And with such a tight track, with such big turns, it's going to be dicey out there. I think a lot of these guys are going to be a bit nervous.
Yeah, I agree with you here. Let's take a look really quick, guys. We got to take a look at the starting lineup. And you see Donald Ray on top of the board alongside Daniel Dow, Stephen Hines, Riley Mobley, Dominic right there, Matt, Dakota, Sean Jensen coming off the win 1 week ago. You see he's lit up in the light blue. That lets you know he is coming off a win 1 week ago. Brendan Zimmerman, Michael Madden, Michael Hall, and Dustin there inside that top 12 as well. Then starting 13th here tonight, we will get ready to look 13th on back. And really, this to me is where you start getting into that danger zone. Once you're outside the top 10, you got Sean Harrell, Kevin Winker right there as well. 15th going to be Connor Elliott. 16th John right there as well. Connor or C guy, should be race control. We'll see. Joseph Canellis, Austin there in the dash for cash. We'll talk about that later. Brett Vinson right there 20th tonight. Nathan Nixon, Brian Huntley Jr., Brandon Bowmaker, Gardner right there 24th. Seth there, Matthew Gale also in that dash for cash. Garrett Weaver, Josh back there, Daniel Mohim, Justin Hutchinson, Josh Small, Dane Moyer, Corey Kobe, David Mayo, then Zach Bates and Jake Barker, Antonio Mike, Richard Johns, Chris Campbell, Chris Bayo, Pat Paul, Ronnie Martin, Zach right there, and I believe Zach didn't make it. We will see. Kevin Menespace and Aaron was the last car to qualify. All right, 46 took time here tonight, guys. Big, huge field. I think we cut a few of them. I think that's what's being discussed right now. Man, it's going to be very interesting all night, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, to cut a field down from 46 to 35, that's a lot of people going home. I bet a lot of these guys, especially toward the back, are really thankful they had a good run in qualifying.
Now, if we cut it down to 35, that means Winker didn't make the show, Campbell didn't make the show, Kurt didn't make the show. And you know who else didn't make the show? Chris Mayo himself did not qualify.
That's got to sting.
That's unfortunate. Not to qualify in your own league race, man. That's Just sucks. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put that.
Yeah, you'd think race control would give him a little bump there, but I guess we're all playing fair, right?
Yeah, play fair. That's all you can do. All right, man. So, Luke and Ty, don't know how much you know about me. We're all getting to know each other. I actually live about an hour away from Bristol Motor Speedway. So
That's awesome.
Pretty nice.
this place near and dear to me. I've won multiple league races here. What is your keys to victory lane here tonight, Luke? We'll start with you.
You gotta stay clean. You gotta not try to win the race in the first 120 laps. You just gotta keep it clean, and then that last 30, then you can push. You don't want to lose this thing in the first 20.
All right, Ty, really quick, your keys to victory?
Pits. You got 151 laps. I mean, these cars are probably going to get around 50 to 60 laps. So, I mean, your pit control, also, trying to stay clean. Try to stay out of that mess. You've got 35 cars on a very tight track, so...
Yeah, and before you can even get that out of your mouth, guess what? We got problems. Who is surprised by that out of us three? Not me.
I can't say I am. I wish somebody would have made a little bit better decisions there, but I can't say I'm super surprised.
What is the action? Okay. Well, that happened. I normally try to give a professional opinion on everything. I don't have one for that one. I don't know exactly what happened there.
I didn't even get to catch it. I was watching the lead right when they hit green. It looked like that happened a couple cars back. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch it.
Well, they never got going on the restart. We ended up 3 and 4 wide, which 3 and 4 wide at Bristol. That's no bueno, and
that's scary.
Outside wall.
Yeah, what it looks like is the number 54 Dustin. They were coming into turn 1, maybe let off a little bit too much. Got rear-ended and
I think spun. I may have heard over the race radio he missed a shift, so maybe no foul play at hand there.
There you go.
Missing a shift will hurt you.
But take a look at our Daytona winner, guys. He's way back in 32nd right now. I know he got the win at Daytona, obviously. Great for him. Good job there. But to you guys' point, you've got to roll this into Bristol and survive. You don't want to be 32nd and worse here tonight.
No. It's going to take a lot of smart driving to come up from 32nd, that's for sure.
And you don't have a lot of time to do it. The world's fastest half mile. You look at this place. You've only got 151 laps, 80 miles to go here. I think that's going to be part of the problem tonight, man, is you've got to go and you got to do it early.
Yeah, you can't wait around, but you can't just charge through the field either. You're going to cause a big wreck there. There's a fine line, and these guys are good. They're going to have to know where that line is.
All right, Tom. Well, we know you're here tonight. Yeah, I want to tell everybody at home what's going on with you and how you've been doing and what's up with you.
Been doing pretty good. I ended up, the reason why I'm not racing tonight is because I ended up breaking my femur. I ended up having to have surgery about 2 weeks ago. Got some hardware stuff pulled out, so kind of can't race.
Right. Is there at least
these guys here?
Go ahead.
With these guys here, like Luke was saying, I mean, there's a lot of good drivers. When you're injured like this, you don't want to get out there and cause any problems and wreck and ruin somebody else's race. So.
Right. I respect that decision. Is there at least a cool story you got to go behind the hurting yourself story?
So I'm supposed to tell everybody, per Chris Mayo, is that at Daytona I got wrecked out so bad that I broke my leg. But no, I just injured it at work. Not really a cool story.
So we didn't roll over a dozer or drive a rock truck off a cliff. No cool story like that.
No, just kind of fell about 6 feet straight onto my hip.
Ooh, that's no bueno. Well, boys, we are about time to go back racing. Do you think we'll actually get them up to speed this go around?
I hope everybody gets their shift. I don't want to see another 3 laps of pacing.
I mean, I know what my prediction is.
In the back.
right? I mean, I know I'm usually the optimistic one of the group. I'm not that optimistic right now.
It's hard to be at Bristol with 35 trucks on it. It's hard to be.
I got a good idea. Next time, let's start like 100. That sounds like a wonderful idea. I got to talk to Chris about this. We got to do like a multi-class race here with like 100 vehicles out there.
100
You
cars. Have
The
everything
last
from,
place will be right with the pace car.
Right.
Go around the track as one long
Yeah.
snake.
We got to get everything from Indy cars to Volkswagen Jettas out there. Try to get them as different as possible.
10-4 and back underway we go. Daniel Dow jumps out to an early lead here. We make it through turn 1 and 2, boys. Woohoo!
Well, we're doing a lot better than last time.
The 38 working the top. That's Nathan Dixon. Nice run for him. Now, you take a look out front early on with Daniel Dow leading the way. I know Daniel Dow very well. I competed against Daniel Dow. I competed against him over there in the SRN Speed Racing Network series for a long time. Very hard competitor. Hard to get around, but right now, Dominic going to go the high line here, high wide, and handsome off the wall. Makes it work. Big run into 3. All right. Ooh, so close. Okay, Luke. Early on here, man. Dominic made that move for the race lead, man. What would you do once you're out front? Do you start conserving those tires?
I mean, you got to mash it here at Bristol. You got to mash it. You got to stick to that inside line. You got to drive smart, of course. I keep saying that, but it's absolutely true. You make one mistake, and you got 34 guys who are going to be on you.
And Sean Jensick around last week's winner has a problem. That is no bueno. Oh boy. Jensick up top and something. What happened here? I'm not exactly sure because Sean jumped to pit road. That is odd. I'm not seeing. There we go. Finally called it. He's iRacing. Quit being stupid. 3 wide. That's not going to end well. I can done see this from a mile away. And oh man. I'm pretty sure Stevie.
That'll never end well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Stevie Wonder could have saw that was not going to go well. I'm just saying. So, 2 incidents in a row, guys, that 3 wide at Bristol. It did not end well. Go ahead.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but driving smart out here is so important because when you cause a wreck like this, not only can you possibly lose position for yourself, which is bad, but you're just losing more laps that you have to make up those positions. This is a short race. So every time you stop this thing for 3 or 4 base laps, you got that much less time to make passes.
The 20 had nowhere to go either. Wow. He got clipped. Well, you know who I'm glad I'm not boys here tonight? That's race control. Because they're going to have a long night when this is over.
They are going to have a long night.
We get to go back in the back of the broadcast booth, make pizza, and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with kicking back here watching some good racing.
All right. So how is that femur holding up there, and how's the leg feeling? Are you starting to bounce back a little bit there, Ty?
Yeah, I'm bouncing back. I ended up having my second surgery about 2 weeks ago. They took all the hardware out, ground down some of the bone, and then they lengthened my IT band.
All
What
right.
it was doing, it was rubbing against the bone spurs and causing irritants.
Right.
But as of right now, I mean, everything's healing up pretty good. I'm getting to where I can walk normal. I don't need a crutch or anything like that to walk.
Right.
The driving's the only thing I have a problem with is because, it's my right leg. So using that right foot on that gas pedal for 150 laps, I'd be in too much pain. When I did Daytona, I was about 20-30 minutes into the race and legs started shaking. I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work.
All right. So, boys, I'm afraid I got some bad news. Am I the only one that iRacing is froze up on?
It is going well for me.
Yeah, I've got it going live on me.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let me see what I do here. So folks, we may have to go to commercial break. When we come back, hopefully it'll be right back here live at Bristol. And let them up to yeah, it froze up here on me on that thing. So I'm gonna reload. Okay. Welcome to the fire route. We're gonna have to do radio style for a moment. No, yellow's out. We'll take a minute for that. Yeah, well,
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today. For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
And just like that, we're back here live from Bristol Motor Speedway. As we are still under yellow here tonight. As, yeah, didn't miss much of anything. Still under yellow. All right, Luke. So while we were away, what did you see while we stepped away there for station identification? That's what we'll call it.
We had a little bit of a development with the race. Number 120, the leader of the race for most of our green laps so far, was actually caught by race control and kicked from the lobby. Apparently, he was supposed to be kicked from the league before this race happened, but something just slipped through the cracks and he was in.
Well,
so everything's back. Stephen Hines is now our current leader. So we'll see how he handles the pressure.
here we go. We'll get ready to go once again. Coming to green. And green flag in the air. We are officially 24 on the board, boys. Turn 1 and 2. Stephen Hines back there is going to slide back. That's the 2 Black Rifle Coffee machine up top. Beautiful looking race truck, if I must say so myself. 2 wide behind them. Oh boy. So you're starting to see them stack up both the bottom lane and top lane, Luke. What would be your preferred lane of choice?
My preferred lane would definitely be the bottom. I don't want anybody pushing too hard in this early stage, getting their nose on my inside. That's just bad news for everybody.
That's bad news bears, but right. No, hello, sorry. Somebody about went around, but they'll hold on to it. Somebody met about
Looks like we got some good racing back in 10th. We got a couple too wide cars back there. I'm watching the lead. Daniel Dow right now is definitely driving a good race. He does have Michael Madden on his tail, who has caught up about a whole car length in the last 2 laps. We'll see what happens with that battle.
Yeah, and again, we talked about SRN earlier in the night, man, and with me coming from over there, Michael Madden, another one of those competitors over there, and I'll tell you what, these two, they're going to go ham on each other out front.
Wow. Dakota Ramsdale just went around the outside, got a little squirrely. I know you just saw that. And the 7 of Michael Madden is back around him.
There we go.
So we got another Nathan Nixon. Ooh.
Ramsdale.
Nathan Nixon got that 3rd spot. Ramsdale is having a little trouble there with his rear.
Yeah, his rear is a bit loosey-goosey at the moment. As you see Dow and Madden, he going to run away. Meanwhile, side by side, like you said, around right behind Ramsdale, around that 6th, 7th, 8th spot, we got them 2 by 2. Ty, you impressed with what you're seeing? Oh, go ahead, Luke.
I'm impressed. I mean, it's, after we got a few little bugs out, everybody kind of calmed down. I'm starting to get some racing in now.
There we go. Go ahead, Luke.
I was just going to say, this is definitely a dangerous place to be in, around Connor Elliott, Michael Hall, Stephen Hines back here in this pack. Looks like they're all driving pretty smart right now, but one mistake could take all those guys out.
You know what I see in this group right now, Luke? I see like a Yellowstone eruption about to happen. And we all know that's not good.
It's hard not to feel it coming. It's really hard not to feel it coming.
I mean, I think
all it takes is one guy to get a little overzealous, and it's all over for all of them.
Oh, there's a caution. Oh,
number 6.
Boatmaker.
Number 6 of Bowmaker. Let's see what happened.
I got a stupid broadcast.
Oh, he just...
Oh, yo, shoot.
He just got loose coming out of 2. That's easy to do.
I think he got a little help, too, honest. He got free, but then I think he got a little bumperoni.
Oh, yep. Let me go to a different camera view. That number 4 might have gotten a little tapsy on the rear.
Yeah, if he didn't do it, it was close.
There was almost certainly some contact there.
I've got us in slow motion over here on the broadcast so people can see nice and clearly. Super slow-mo. Brought to you by Beard Broadcasting Network.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that number 4 just ran straight through him.
We've got some, I'm listening to the game chat right now. Number 4 claims that number 6 spun before he hit him. I'm claiming cap on that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's the truth there, homie. I think you got him.
It's real easy to make a bad call about something that happened while you're on the track. I think all of us who have raced iRacing know that. Something happens in the heat of the moment. It's hard to know what exactly happened, but hopefully these guys can just settle their nerves down and get back to racing.
Dow on pit road, a couple more coming down pit road. So when I'm racing, the number one thing for me to survive in iRacing that I've learned, when I'm on track racing, these things called zip ties, I zip tie my mouth shut. Go out, watch the replay.
Yep. Your mouth can really get you in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's the truth. Just ask my girlfriend. I stay in trouble.
I can't say that I've never made that mistake. It's very easy to do, but it's definitely the smarter thing to keep your mouth shut.
Yes, sir. So, Bowmaker back there. Joseph. Huntley Jr. So, as we ride around, 38 on the board. So, let's talk a little bit about Dash for Cash tonight. We haven't touched on that at all. And you see some of the guys lit up in green. That's going to be your Dash for Cash contenders. We're going to have to come up with another name for that because it's going to get me tongue-tied every time. But it's Matt Gall, Jake Baker, Billy Smith, Corey Kobe right now, 4 of them. And I think Matt Kilman and Austin and Steven may have been the kindest. So we'll see how that time plans
Yeah,
out.
and that's an awesome opportunity to these guys. I really like how Chris is doing that. Gives everybody a chance to, possibly win that dash for cash. It's not just always going to be about the fastest guys in the race.
Well,
I know a couple of those guys in there. Austin, Billy, I've raced with both those guys. Actually, Austin is running my paid scheme. He's actually done a good job making up positions in this race. But any of these guys have a shot for it.
yes, sir. Now, the 35 of Matt right now should be the leader of the Dash for Cash guys, I do believe. And he has got Steven right there with him as well in that number 2 Black Ruffle coffee machine. We'll talk more about that paint scheme coming up in a minute. But we're about to go back green, boys.
There goes the pace car. Let's see how well number 8 can hang on to this.
Coming back to green, 40 of 151. Connor going to pull away, but look behind him. It is a stacked up mess off of turn 2. Oh,
There goes the blue car and number 2.
Oh,
There it
it's a
is.
cluster. It is a
There it is.
Walmart parking lot. Boys, it's the first of the month at Walmart all of a sudden. Holy cow.
Man, I gotta say, I'm glad I did not qualify for this race.
It
Wow.
almost makes you glad you got a broken leg, right, Ty?
Yes.
I'm-
Yeah,
I mean,
Bristol is, it can either be your friend or your worst enemy.
I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
that I'd go that far. He's glad he's got a broken leg because there's, but I get the
Makes it
sentiment.
a little bit better.
Yeah, coming out of
That's got
turn
a few
2
guys
and
there,
turn
yeah.
4, if you're not got that wheel just right, if you put too much gas, that rear end will just come out right from underneath you every single time.
Absolutely, yes, it will.
All right, Dum Dum Matt's story of the night. I actually sprained my shoulder about 2 years ago, and I was supposed to race at Circuit of the Americas that weekend. Myself thought it would be a great idea to run that race. How do you think that turned out?
You know, Matt, I can't say I think that went well.
That did not go well. At all. Well, there you go. Another big incident to bring us back under caution here tonight. Lap 43 of 151 here in the Bristol 80 here tonight. Of course, in
We
the...
got.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it looks like we got number 8 and number 35 are the only front runners who survived that wreck. Looks like we lost what I believe was our 3rd, 4th, and 5th position.
Yeah, a lot of cars, a ton of damage. So I'm going to turn it over to you two for just a moment. I'm going to step away to the cooler in the back of the broadcast booth, and I'll let y'all indulge in conversation, and I'll be right back.
No problem, Matt. We'll see you in just a moment. So, Ty, what do you think of the racing so far tonight?
The racing so far is pretty good. I mean, we had a pretty good little run there going for a second, it seemed like, and then what number was that just kind of got loose, went up into the wall, came back down,
Yeah.
and it was just a mess.
That's a tough position to be in.
No, you're saying earlier that you like that inside line. I mean, that inside line's nice, but I usually try to stay about a half a car, maybe a car up from that bottom. You just seem to get better
Yeah.
grip, and it's a lot easier to keep it straight coming out of that turn.
It does look like that middle groove, or maybe half a car up, is pretty fast tonight. I think if you hug that skirt too tight, you're going to have a really easy time slipping out on the exit. We've seen a couple cars do it already. So I think, while I do like to protect my inside, maybe that's a flaw. It looks like that middle groove is the fastest one on the track tonight.
Oh, what is going
All righty.
It looks like we've got, I'm just taking a peek through the running order right now. Looks like we got number 15 of Austin Hund up into 10th place. He started 18th. That is a pretty good, but actually David Mayo right in front of him started 39th, 33rd, and is 9th now. So we got a couple guys making their way through the field.
Yeah, we do, man. And tell you what, they're making their way through pretty well here as we're getting ready to knock off lap 46 here tonight back under green. Elliott out front, the Monster Energy machine. Matt right there behind him. Go ahead.
Looks like our number 65 of Brandon Zimmerman is making some moves on Matt. He fell back a little bit in that turn. Lost a couple positions. Not sure what that was, but he was right up there for the lead just a second ago.
Right now, 48 on the board. Connor Elliott out front. Right there. And also, man, what a pack of trucks here at Bristol, guys. Honestly, pretty decent race so far.
It's hard to complain about the quality of racing we have. Maybe wish for a few less yellows, but that kind of comes with the territory. When we have been green, it's been very entertaining. I'm sure these guys haven't been bored, to say the least.
Yes, sir. So we'll continue to rock and roll through. Now, guys, normally we would do interviews with drivers, fans at home, but tonight, Bristol is such a small racetrack, it's really hard to do those. And because they got a lot going on out there right now. A lot. As we got a battle for the lead here with John stepping underneath. Nope. That inside line's just not there.
I was talking it up earlier, but I mean, if you look at the leader, first, second, third, fourth, these guys are tending toward that high line. Oh, and we got John loose. He saves it.
Loosey goosey.
But number eight, Connor Elliott loses the lead. So we got Matt Clemens in the lead. He is in the dash for cash, so that's looking pretty good for him now.
Yeah, he's looking like, and he is pulling away, boys. Last time by, he's caution's out as I say that.
Not good for Matt. That's the last thing he wanted there.
He did not need that. Ray and Stephen Hines involved. Let's take a look. Yeah, problems on the front straightaway, and somebody didn't check up.
One thing to keep in mind for the viewers at home, these guys all do have a fast repair, so just because they get damaged does not mean they're out of the race. They can swing out of the pits, and it'll just come right out of the back. It's a good thing for a lot of these guys, but you can only use it once.
So let's go on board with Garrett Weaver here, because he gets in the back after that car blowed up here. What do you think here? Things happen so fast. I know that around Bristol. But trouble on the bottom, and he tried to stay in the gas, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, in the moment there, it's so hard to decide, lift, keep it on. And he just made the wrong decision there, it looks like.
And if you're at Texas, you're at Michigan, you make the wrong call, you might have enough room and or chances to not get in the back of the guy. But here at Bristol, if you make the wrong call, it's pretty much game over.
It's game over right there.
We need the Mario soundboard for that. Wah, wah, wah.
Yep, we do.
So 57 on the board. Man, I tell you what, boys, this race is going by pretty quick.
Yeah, it
we're about
absolutely
a
is.
third of the way through.
We're boogieing on down. As we take a look at it, I'm going to try to pull something up for the fans here.
It looks like heading to green here, we're going to have number 26 of Dane Moyer in the lead. Looks like a number of our top guys went into the pits. So we'll see how long it takes Dane to go in. This might be a pretty bold strategy. Looks like Dane started 31st. He's now in first place. His palms are sweating right now.
So, normally I would agree with you, but with the amount of caution laps here that we're seeing tonight, do you think maybe we're saving enough it's not going to be much of an issue.
You know, that definitely is a possibility. If you plan for these cautions, you definitely could do a good strategy that would beat out people who didn't plan for the cautions.
I mean, I know up here in the booth pre-race, we all were sitting there like, yeah, we're going to have some yellows. So I think this strategy may actually work.
We'll see when he comes in, and then we can try to make the call from there.
Of course, 1 week from tonight, we go to Talladega, Alabama, from one of the shortest tracks on the circuit to one of the longest. That's going to be August the 14th.
Talladega.
Yep.
Talladega is going to be a lot different racing than this. I think these guys, even coming from last week, I think a lot of the skills and things they've learned racing around this same pack of guys on a track like that didn't transfer here, and it may not transfer to Talladega as well.
Nope, probably won't, but I know what will transfer is we're getting ready to go back to green. We will see if this strategy from Moyer hang up front is going to work out for him, or if somebody can take advantage of this situation.
Looks like we got the pair of Daniels behind him, and then Michael Madden, he's back up at the front.
Taking a look here, pit strategy, first couple of cars. Again, 58 laps on tires, 23 for Dow. Dow already to second. Or Dow to the lead, excuse me. But right now, Dow right there behind him, Moyer. So what do you think about a 20-ish, 30-ish lap tire gap between the top two? I think that's got a bad caution. Yeah.
Didn't take long. These guys have really got to be careful on these restarts. I think there's going to be, well, not that. I think there is maybe a couple too many people out here in the field that are trying to win it a little bit too early. We talked earlier about how you don't have much time to make moves, but you've got enough time to not push it hard enough.
Yeah.
So,
and again, down into the corner. Let's take a look at it. Oh, again, wrecking in front, and then a couple of trucks just can't get checked up.
yeah, that's one thing verbal abuse in official iRacing lobbies will teach you is you got to use those brakes. If you see smoke, you see anything happening up front, a lot of these guys want to just pin it and try to make it through, but you got to use your brakes. It's going to save you a lot of time in the long run.
38, Nathan Nixon, I believe, was one of the first cars to go around. Trying to find out for sure here. Let's take one more look. Yeah, Nathan's on the bottom. And she just got away from him. And then, of course, everybody else comes along and nowhere to go. And carnage.
Carnage. Yep.
So, you know, you
Every one of these.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
Well, I was going to bring up, you said that we got a fast repair, but we're running through that awful quick.
I can't imagine there's too many of these guys who still have it. I'd say less than half the field.
Yeah, no bueno. No bueno.
I think Dane Moyer is actually loving this right now. Being, qualifying 31st, I don't think he's super comfortable up here. And with all these caution laps, that's just free laps led for him. I think he's loving this.
Yeah, I think that's the favorite thing he could hear right now is yellow was out. Wrecking on the back. But, so, back under this yellow flag, we'll look through some of the strategy calls. We talked about Moyer staying out there, picking it up. Where is our last week's winner? Where is he? Because he is low. Not gonna have a good night. He is listed 35th, and he is out.
Damn.
That's not what you want. That's gonna cost you some championship slots. That's unfortunate.
Let's. You want to try to get him in here for an interview?
Yeah, we can give it a shot. See if we can get a hold of him.
Yeah.
See if we can get a hold of him. Well, yeah, get us back here.
I'll message him. See if we can get him in here.
There we go. Just one of those nights tonight. See if we can get him in here to talk and see if he's even available or wants to talk. Maybe a little heated right now.
Yeah, he might be a little upset, but he could definitely give us some good insight if he's willing to talk to us.
Under yellow here. Getting ready to go back to green in just a moment. I know our two race controls down at night. They've got their hands full.
They definitely do. They have been busy.
Coming to green once again, back underway. So we are back at it here, back to turn one. Mayo gonna get clear. Dow gonna try to follow him through. 68 on the board this time. What, I don't know, but it does not look like that inside ride is working really much at all. At least up
I don't
front.
believe it is either.
And I hate to
There's
say,
Another wreck.
Let's find out who it was.
and I believe it
I'm
was
hearing netcode from the game chat.
possibly. I've got the 28 here in trouble. Oh, the 6 went around and.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I think that's the second time that Bowmaker's involved in something here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like green and white stripes. What car is that?
I believe this was involved.
Like 23.
It looks like 23, yeah. Yeah, that's Garrett Weaver.
Let's take a look.
Looks like they made some pretty hard contact, but I don't even see him come together on my screen. That's got to be a netcode.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see if we can again grab a shot.
Well, that is a bad deal for the Beard Racing team. First of all, Chris Mayo doesn't even qualify. And now Garrett Weaver, another member of that team, gets wrecked out by netcode. They're having a bad night.
Yeah. And he's blinking too,
Yeah.
so I can't even get the wreck here, so it's not good.
Yeah, from this angle here, he's like, and he's 3-4 feet from him, and then he just spins
Yeah.
out.
Not what you want to hear in that code. But that's a part of what we have to deal with.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's something that comes with sim racing. You don't get the cost of real racing, you don't get the danger, but you get netcode. It's something we got to deal with.
Or as I like to call it, the magical I touched its very.
Yep. I actually just had my first ever netcode crash just last week. It's pretty frustrating when that happens. I can't say it isn't.
Yeah, man. Usually if you're on the receiving end, you're like, what the hell, man? You hit me. And if you're on the giving end, you're like, not on my screen.
Yep.
And then usually, and if it's an official session, it devolves in he said, she said, normally.
Yeah.
Moyer down. Like still on the pace car right now.
Moynihan in the Dunkin' Donuts car is holding on to third. He's got the inside line, so I think Dow is going to have a threat from Moynihan when this restart happens.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting.
That high line, I believe, is faster, but if you get run up into the wall, that's not very fast.
So, but yeah, you're out there. And I don't know which lane's better here. I feel like the outside, it's more risky.
Yeah, the outside has definitely got the speed, but if you get that track position on the inside, the outside guy can't do anything about it.
But if you're on the inside and you don't get that running, you don't get the position, then all hell normally breaks loose.
As we can see from a lot of these guys, when you take a little bit too far of an inside line and get on the gas a little bit early, it's so easy to spin.
Yep. So Moyer will lead them down. Dow. Nope, never mind. Not going green. Waving off the restart here. And let's see what we got. Bates on the radio here.
It's pretty interesting when you look at the top five. Moyer started 31st. Moynihan started 28th. Madden started 10th. Hunt started 18th. But Daniel Dow in second place started in second place.
Huh.
He's the only one in the top 5 who started up here.
He is one of the last survivors. He has not been
He is.
voted off the island yet.
Nope.
No, he
Yeah,
was
just
back
name all
there
these
around
guys.
like 20th too for a minute there, but that's what
He
happens
must have
like
been
with these
involved in the
wrecks.
wreck.
Right.
I would have to assume these top guys are all in the same tire strategy, and then we've got a number of guys at the back who are on their own strategy. I'm very interested to see which one pays off. We got Dow to the inside.
What a run by
That's what I'm
Dow.
talking about. You get that inside line. It may not be faster, but if you can block that outside guy, you've got the position.
Oh. Yeah, but does he give it up here? Nope, he's clear. Well, that 26.
I don't believe
Go ahead.
Moyer's going to roll over and take this, but I hope that he knows he doesn't have to push so hard right now. We are still only about halfway through this race.
And caution
There's
waves.
another yellow.
And from what I just popped up on my end, it is not going to be pretty. Take a look. Take a look
Try
here.
to figure out who this happened to.
Looks like the 3's involved here. Oh, there's already a car up top in the fence. And again, what is it with the brakes, boys? Brakes. Take a look. The 19. One car's already around. Trying to get eyes on who that is. Is it Weaver that's already around up there?
Looks like we had the number 13 involved. He did come in for tires, but he was at the front of this field before he came in for his pit stop. So that's not going to be good for him.
There was a car turned around backwards up top, and for the life of me, I cannot get a number on that car.
It's number 83, Dakota Ramsdale.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
having a hard time getting a good view of this crash.
I am too, actually.
Looks like the number 25 came up hitting just a little bit on the passenger rear side and just spun him. Trying to see if I can get a better view of it.
Nevertheless, I'll come back in.
25, let's see.
There
Oh,
he is.
yep, 83 goes around. 83 white car was the one up in the fence backwards.
Yep, got
That
him.
is going to be, where is the 83?
He Dakota Ramsdale. Yep.
Go to Ramsdale.
Oh, and he just got a little bit of help from the 25. And
Yeah, there wasn't much contact at all there. Just a bad place to do it. You cannot touch while your car is turning.
And then he just gets pounded against the outside wall by other vehicles who had it slowed down in him. So 81 on the board. What do you say, guys? We go to a quick commercial break right quick.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
And back here at Bristol Motor Speedway as we're doubled up, ready to go back racing once again, field 2x2 82 laps complete here tonight, coming to green once again in the Bristol 80 tonight.
It's like going back to green. It looks like Michael Madden already around Dane Moyer. That's not what Dane wanted to happen, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I also know Madden very well. He's another one of these trucks that are very quick. And if you let him get out front the way he is right now, you're going to be in a world of hurt trying to get back by him.
I think Daniel Dow also knows about Michael Madden, especially since they raced together last week. I think Dow is in his rearview mirror, and he is not comfy right now.
Oh, man.
Well, it looks like we had a little bit of contact back in the back, but they saved it.
Easy does it, boys. Oh, trouble front straightaway. The 35 in the inside fence. We stay green. That is one of our dash for cash drivers into the inside wall. And he'll be on pit road. That is not what you want if you're one of the dash for cash guys.
Absolutely not.
I mean, to be fair, that's not what you want for anybody, but especially the dash for cash. Matthew Gale right there. Moyer inside the top 4. Man, that man makes me want to have Dunkin' Donuts, dude. Back here on the line, side by side, Michael Hall, Stephen Hines, Adam Gardner, David Mayo back here in 19th. But that top 10, look at Dustin Woodworth right there. Oh, I say that, we got a problem. No, brakes, boys. And they keep it straight. Thank goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's good for us. This battle for second is heating up. Looks like Dane Moyer is on Michael Madden like white on rice. Brandon Zimmerman, Moynihan is right in there too. If any of those guys make a mistake, he's getting that position.
Yeah, they're right on top of one another. 91 complete and 151 here. And caution is out.
There it is.
We got the number 38 going into, what is that, the 28 car?
Oh boy. Baroni.
Yep, 38 and the 28 make contact. Looks like both of them. Oh, you guys see what I'm seeing? Matt Clemens has disconnected from the session. There goes his dash for cash hopes. That's for sure.
Well, they got together and still together, and then another car goes sideways as well, and that will bring the caution back out here at lap 80. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. I do believe the brake pedal is on the left side.
You know, it's hard to say. Maybe these Craftsman trucks flip it around. It seems
Right.
like these guys can't find it.
Maybe it's in the Wizard of Oz somewhere. We'll hit pit road. So look at this, 26. He'll take tires and fuel here. And 4 tires and fuel. I don't know if I'd have come down now unless I had to have. Because at the rate we're going, it's going to be very hard to get back up there.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Looks like we've only got 25 cars still on the lead lap. Out of 35 that started, that means 10 guys are a lap down or out of this race.
Yeah. And what, just shy of 55-ish to go, somewhere in there? So not.
Yeah, we're running out of time for sure. We're about 2/3 of the way done. And I think some of these guys at the back are definitely feeling it. They're going to be under pressure.
The old sands of the hourglass starting to run out.
Yep, absolutely. Looks like... Yeah, we had some guys coming to the pits. We definitely had the order change up. We got Dane Moyer and Moynihan in 21st and 22nd. Zimmerman stayed out. I'm interested in that strategy. But that might be the one to go to now for sure. It looks like Daniel Dow is in the pits as we speak.
Down pit road, so Zimmerman going to take over that race lead you were talking about. That truck may have a good shot at it here if he can get clear and get rolling.
Absolutely.
It's going to be all about getting that truck rolling and clear of everybody else.
Yeah. You want to try to get a jump off that start. You want to get out ahead. You do not want to be battling. That's losing time on a track like this.
That is no bueno. Anchor, John, Brandon, Donald Ray back there as well. So double back up once again. We'll go back green here. Again, you're watching round number 2, the Bristol 80 here for the Beard Racing Motorsports Racing League here on Beard Motorsports Network. So
you know, Matt and Ty, a car you guys are going to want to watch is number 5 of Donald Ray. He's in 6th position. That is our first place car off the start at the beginning of this race. So he's crawled his way back up nearly into the top 5 now. I'm very interested to see where he's headed.
You think he can recover here and get back to the race lead possibly here?
There's a lot of strategy involved that it's hard to predict, but he's close enough, and he clearly had the pace.
It's true, and he's got that outside lane, which we've talked about possibly being the way to go here. Brandon continuing to lead right now off of turn number 4 this time by.
Brandon's got a good lead for himself now. I think if he just keeps the pedal to the metal and keeps pushing, I think he can hold on to this for a few more laps at least.
Hunter Elliott wrecked here as well. Here comes the 18, and just as we get rolling, we got a problem.
Yellow.
Huh.
These guys have no time to even warm up their tires. That's a tough position for sure.
Yeah, it's very frustrating if you're one of these drivers in this scenario. Like you said, you don't even have time to get rolling here.
Barely, no.
And the problem is, many more yellows, we're going to completely run out of time.
Yeah, do we know if there's any green-white checkers?
Believe there is, sir. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing, but I believe there is. And you see, off
The
of
way it's
turn
going,
3.
we're probably going to be hitting a couple of those. I'm not seeing anything on it, though.
102 on the board. So what? By the time we get this restarted, it's going to be 105. We shall see how that goes. I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting admin meeting.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So what we'll do, folks at home, we'll take you for one more commercial break before we go back green. We'll be right back in a moment.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
Awesome. All right, we're back here once again. And we'll get ready to restart this thing. 106 on the board. And the lights off on the pace car. Maybe we'll get in a rhythm here. We'll see. I think we'll have an interesting race up front if we can ever get a rhythm going.
Looks like we've got number 42 of Kevin Winker in the lead off this restart. Not a driver we've seen much of, but looking at that paint scheme, he has been hanging in the top 10 for most of this race.
Yeah. So we will see if maybe he can pull it in. Problem is, you got to have some laps.
Absolutely. Take a look at Donald Ray in that GoDaddy Danica Patrick car. He is in 4th.
Yeah. Ray up top, good restart there. 170 on the, or 107 on the board. Ray gonna try to slide right behind the 54 right in. Caution. That does not sound
Somebody's wrecking, it sounds like.
good. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see what we
Yeah,
got.
look like he went up and over.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
Then we got the number 23 that blinked, went right up on top of number 25.
Oh, Lord have mercy. It's usually not good when you hear people screaming, wrecking.
Yeah, correct.
It's
Yeah, it
usually...
looks like 25 is backwards in the middle of the track. We've got 23 and 28 eaten up by that. Yeah, that's horrible. Looks like 23 is blinking quite a lot. Our former top runner, 53, the Dunkin' Donuts car, he almost got collected. He ran into the wall, though. Let's hope he doesn't have any damage.
We can hope.
I know he used his fast repair already, so let's hope he doesn't have any damage to that car.
There we go. So I hate to say this word, but we're back under yellow again here tonight. And, man, like we talked about, this that time running down each time.
Yeah, these guys, they wasted too much time. They're really running out of it now.
Yeah, 13th yellow of the night here. We're 9 laps in. But at least we got the wide open space at the Talladega to look forward to next week.
Absolutely.
And it's hard for us too, guys, because we can't get a rhythm either.
It is definitely tough to come up with stuff to talk about during some of these cautions.
You know, we're trying to get a rhythm ourselves. Go ahead there, Ty.
It's tough, too, to hear some of the tensions between the drivers. These guys are going to be racing against each other for a number of weeks moving forward. So it's definitely tough to see tensions between them. We like to see a lot of camaraderie between the drivers here.
And of course, running all the way till November here. All right. So what do you have for us there, Ty?
I was going to talk about Talladega, coming up next week. It's not going to be quite as bad as this. I mean, it's going to be some fast driving, tight groups. But it just seems like in Talladega, you've got at least one major wreck that's probably going to take out about 5 or 6 cars.
Absolutely.
Every time I've raced at Talladega, there's always one. And then like you were saying, Luke, with all this tension, like wondering what's going on. Well, everybody they're seeing, okay, well, we're getting close to the, we've got 41 laps to go, and we can't get out of caution. And when you're in these trucks and you're driving and you're trying to, get them points, you start getting frustrated. You start getting mad because you're under caution. You can't move up when you're under caution.
Absolutely. And these guys know every time they go around, every lap they hang around behind this pace car is one less lap they have to make moves.
Well, we're about to find out. Green flag back in the air once again. 112.
Wow. Dustin Bloodworth just made a pass for second place That was a pretty big move from him. See if he can hold on to it. He's on the inside line, which we know isn't the fastest.
Well, we're trying, but he's got company in the 21 right there of Sean, right on his outside. Couple of car links, maybe a foot now between the two drivers off of turn 4. And Sean's going to use that outside lane to motor by, and here comes the 5 with Donald Ray trying to take advantage as well.
23 was able to hang on to it. It looks like Moynihan, I'm going to go on a limb and say he didn't get damaged. He is running pretty good still.
And yellow back out once again here. Problems yet again. Let's see.
One thing I'm a little scared of is, you know, all the tension building here, all the wrecks. I'm worried about some grudges going into Dega. You know, you start getting bumped around. You start thinking one guy maybe isn't driving as well as you think he should. You're going to be a lot less likely to give him the space he deserves in the next race. I'm worried about the consequences of this one for sure.
Yeah, the consequence of this one may not be great.
Ty, when do you think you'll be back in the car?
So when I went and saw the surgeon Tuesday, he said I'm looking at probably about another 4 to 6 weeks before I can go back to work or drive.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to get on this week. You know, just race 1 or 2 races, kind of build the muscle back up in that leg. And then plus I've got PT twice a week too, so I'm hoping might not make Talladega, but a week after I'm hoping to be back in.
That's awesome, man. We definitely look forward to seeing you.
What
team are you racing for, Ty?
Sorry, do what?
What team are you racing for out here?
I am racing for the Holler Boys.
Okay. And where's your teammate sitting right now?
He did not qualify.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bad weekend for that team. Hopefully you guys can get a driver into Dega.
Yeah, he said he was struggling with it, and I was trying to help him out as much as I could.
It's a tough track. It's definitely tough.
It's hard too whenever you've got hurt legs, so you can't physically get on track with them, and it just makes it even more difficult to kind of talk him through it.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah, he was running like 15 6s, 15 4s, and then he'd start getting up to like 17, 18 because he'd lose traction coming out of like turn 2, like every single time almost, it seemed like. And
Almost
like, man, I want to get in. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Almost makes you wonder if that's a little problem with line choice.
A lot of it is. You know, and I kept trying to tell him, you know, on this track here, like, you really don't have to hit your brake.
Yeah.
When you're coming into the turn, stay up next to that wall, let off your gas, get into that curve. You know, 1 and 2, you want to try to stay up a little ways, and then as you're coming near the end of it, just floor into it. And then turns 3 and 4, you want to come down right, like I said, about a half a car length up from that line, and you can stay in the gas, not all the way, but you can stay in it all the way around that turn. And as soon as you start going straight, just punch it and you're golden. But when you got cars on the outside or cars on the inside of you, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, driving a track, especially like this, the lines you're going to take in qualifying and the lines you're going to take in a race are so much different. It's like we're going green again. Kevin Winker taking green for this restart as well.
He's able to get away 3 wide, almost behind. Don't do that, boys. There we go. They got back in line. Thought better of it. Michael Madden was right there, almost 3 wide there with the 54.
Absolutely. Our Dunkin' Donuts boy Moynihan is back up in the mix. This guy is ripping tonight.
Hey, he's got Dunkin' Donuts on the truck. Are you surprised?
I am not.
And
there's another yellow.
Trouble.
That's got to be so frustrating for these front runners. Like Donald Ray, who started in first, is now in third. And then Moynihan, who was running up in the top 3 for a while, now in 4th. It's got to be so frustrating for those guys. I know they want to go green.
You want to, and there's nothing you can do, right? You're just, it's just
Absolutely not.
Truck just goes around.
These wrecks that are happening are not even in their field of view. It's got to be frustrating for those drivers.
Go back.
And it looks like he just lost his rear end and spun out.
What car number was that?
That was number 94.
Yeah, it was John. 94 truck. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th incident he's been in tonight.
Oh, wow.
So we'll load them back up. So this is going to put us probably, what, inside or around 20 to go by the time we get going here?
Yeah, right around
looking-
22, maybe 21, 22 laps to go.
I'm looking back at this wreck, and wow, looks like our number 12 of Daniel Dow, he was just behind 94 when it happened. He is definitely lucky he didn't get wrapped up in that.
Yeah, he got lucky for sure.
That being said, Daniel Dow back there in, gosh, where is he at? Back there in 12th place. I know he wants to be at the front back to where he was earlier in the race, but I think it's going to be tough for him at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult at this point of the race to do that. Very, very difficult. You're running out of time, not a lot of space on track to make it happen.
Absolutely. Looks like, yeah, wow. Moynihan, I know we saw him up front earlier in the Dunkin' Donuts car. I just saw that he started 28th, so he is at a very good run tonight.
That being said, we're about to go back to green flag racing here in just a moment. Who is your pick to walk away with the win here tonight?
Gosh, it's really hard, but I think the best performance, the most consistent performance we've seen is Daniel Moynihan. I'm going to pick him for the win tonight.
Daniel Moynihan. I'm going to go with Kevin Winker. I think I'm going to go with. He's out front right now. I think we're just going to keep having issues, and I think it's going to be very hard. Go ahead.
If these cautions keep rolling in, Kevin Winker's going to get handed that win, and I know he's hoping for that right now. The only driver in the top 5 not frustrated is Kevin Winker.
Yep, he's more than happy to ride around under yellow for another
Yeah, absolutely.
25 watt.
Actually, I got one more driver. Who is leading Dash for Cash right now? That guy is pretty happy too.
Yes. Quick glance. It looks like, well, Austin's leading it.
Austin must be, yeah. He is started in 18th up to 7th. Rocking that beautiful Luke Mansky Racing and Performance livery on that truck tonight. And if he gets that Dash for Cash, that's going to be a good night for him.
Coming to green.
Let's see what Kevin does. Good jump.
Oh, Winker. Great jump. There's the 21, the 53.
Moynihan is definitely in a position to pass Ray here. And it looks like there it is. I think that's going to stick.
Yes, sir. Ray gonna slide back here. Couple of spots alongside the 15.
Michael Madden is he's under pressure from Michael Madden big time now.
Yeah, a couple more.
He needs to get out of that inside line. He needs to get up to that outside as soon as he can.
And he does do that. There you go.
Is.
Smart move. The 55 out of shape down the front. They hang on. That is the Adam, and never mind, caution's out.
Oh, 53 and 21 made a little bit of contact. 21 went to the wall. Looks like they saved it. That is a little scary, though.
See what happened here. I think Bowmaker, one car around. Bowmaker gets in the fence as well. The 08 slides around, and that will bring it back out. caution back out. Donald Ray, Kevin Winker involved in this one.
Interesting. Yeah, it looks like, at least on my end, Bowmaker just blinked out of existence. Yeah, I think we're being plagued by a few connection issues tonight that are causing some of these crashes.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Looks like on my end, I'm going back to look at this crash. I didn't even see anything happen. All the cars just blinked out.
John went around again for like the third time tonight, fourth time, fifth time. The 94.
John's having a bad night.
94, he's on the bottom. And around she comes.
Did he just get lucky, Doug?
I think
Or is it somebody else?
so.
Okay. I didn't see what car that was.
And well, boys, we're under
18 coming into the pit lane. That definitely isn't a routine tire change for him.
Well, let's look at it this way. We talked about Winker being up front. Now another caution. We're going to be inside 15 to go now.
I think Winker definitely had a good lead. I think he is upset about that caution. The best thing that could have happened to Winker there was more green laps. He was pulling out a lead over 21. Looks like Moynihan and Sean Harrell there, number 21, were in a pretty big battle and was slowing both of them down. So Winker was in a really good spot on that last stint.
Well, we'll get ready to do it all over again with 18 to go.
Let's see what happens. Moynihan is dangerous with that inside line. We saw him do it earlier when he was up at the front. We'll see what he does to Harrell here.
Yep.
I do think in that last stint, it did look like to me 21 was a bit slower than the 53 of Moynihan. Moynihan was just having a hard time passing, so I know he's going to be pushing off this restart to get past that 21 car.
Yeah, exactly. And man, it's going to be a battle to the very end here.
Absolutely, it is.
It's going to be an absolute gladiator fight up here at the last Great Coliseum tonight. I know there's going to be a lot of torn up sheet metal on the marketplace after the ninth race.
Yes, there is.
So lights are off. It'll be 16 to go when we go back green here.
Let's try to get 16 green here, boys.
Let's do it. Let's end it out strong here tonight. So ready to go.
You know what? I was just talking about how Daniel Dow was so far back and he's going to have such a hard time. He's in 7th. He's been doing some work the last few laps.
Yeah, and he's got a few more to try to get there. Green back in the air. Let's roll. Dow.
Moynihan, 53. He just railed that inside line. It made the outside line look like it was standing still.
And you get the Winker here. 15 to go this time by.
It's like 21 back to 5th. He did not have a good restart.
Daniel Dow, he's kind of blocked in traffic back here. And we got a big mess, turn 4.
Gosh.
Pretty much everybody. Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah, who was it? Looks like somebody just kind of came up
65
right
was involved.
into Brandon Bomick.
Yeah, it looks
there.
like 117
Zimmerman.
came up into Brandon Zimmerman. Yeah, he just got the rear hooked. Spun around. 38's involved, 83's involved, 8's involved, 6 is involved, 28. Gosh, who isn't?
Oh man. Well, let's take a look. See what we end up having here. Yeah, oh man. Cars all the way around on the front straightaway.
Here in the game chatter right now, there's a lot of drivers with damage here in the last section of this race.
Yeah. A lot of people not happy right now.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be.
And I can't say that I blame them.
It's like number 65 of Brandon Zimmerman and number 55 of Josh Huddick, both coming into the pits here. Must be damage related.
Let's see if we can get another angle here.
Oh, no. Looks like 65 just... Oh, 65 drove through the wrong pit. So he had to do a little extra lap on the infield there.
What? We're trying to get an angle on this most recent incident for you, but it's not wanting to work with us here. So many incidents here tonight, it's hard to find the one.
Best view is from, I believe, 65 car on lap 138, I think. Let me go back to confirm that.
So one car goes around.
137, 65 car is a good view of it.
Okay. We'll go to the 65. Here. We'll actually do it this way. Well, what are y'all's thoughts so far? Carnage and chaos.
Absolutely, it is. I think these guys need to use their heads a bit more. I know not all these incidents have been caused by somebody doing something wrong, but enough of them have where I think something needs to be done to change the driving standards here.
Yeah. Just multiples. 38, 28. $11 to go. So we'll get ready to go back to green here in a moment. 10 to go.
I think Kevin Winker knows Moynihan is behind him. Not sure if he knows how far back Moynihan came from, but I think he should be nervous. Looks like we got a little duel here for our predictions here, Matt.
Yeah, just a little bit. We're about to find out who's going to do it. 10 to go. Can we make it 10 green flag laps here tonight, boys? 9 to go.
Michael Madden, big start. That's a good for him.
8 to go this time by.
Great little four car battle for fourth place here. 2x2 with the 12, 15, 21, and 54. 15 got an excellent runner on the outside. Looks like 54 still holds on to the position though.
And out front, Winker holding on to the race lead with 7 laps to go here tonight.
Winker's
18 just made a big move.
18
just split them right down the middle, went right through them. Going into turn 3.
Going 3 wide is ballsy.
Oh, contacted around goes the 50 to Madden.
7 and 53. 53.
Oh, guys, brakes.
Oh.
Come on, hit the brakes.
Come on. That's horrible.
How in the world?
That's horrible. You have to see that stuff coming. You have to. The speeds aren't that high on a track like this. I know these guys are better drivers than this. You have to stop.
It looks like the number 21 totaled his truck. Had to call him a tow truck in.
I wouldn't be surprised if number 2 was totaled. Maybe even 53. They T-boned hard.
Oh, man. It was out yet again.
That's a number of our top 7 wrapped up in that. That is horrible to see.
Okay, so we'll get load back up here. A big time incident here once again. You got to feel bad for everybody involved there.
Yeah, so it
We
looks
might
like
have an
Winkers.
issue.
What's the issue?
Yeah. Go ahead, Ty. I think we're looking at the same thing.
So it looks like Winker's going to get this win just from caution.
Oh. Yeah, I think so too. I'm looking at the pace laps here though, and Winker looks like
Are we going to
he's
get
not
a,
anywhere near the pace car.
are we going to get a green
He's
light
going real
checker?
slow on the. Oh, there he goes. Must just been waiting for the pace car. I think Winker, when this last caution came out, I think he may have realized he's got this race in the bag.
Oh,
He's been driving very clean. Great restarts has definitely helped him stay in this lead.
to go. Nope, we do have a green light checker. Apparently.
Wow, and we still have Daniel Moynihan in second. I didn't think they'd give that to him considering he was involved in that last wreck. But his car's got damaged. I don't know how much he's going to have for Winker here.
I think everybody up front just wants to see that checker flag fall at this point.
I think you're absolutely right. I think Daniel Moynihan would be absolutely ecstatic with a second place coming from 28th on the grid. Kevin Winker coming from 14th. That's a great race by him too. And you can see, I said it at the beginning of the race, keys to this one is smart driving. Every one of our top 5, with the exception of Daniel Dow, has come from the back. Or the mid-pack at best. Looks like Austin Hund in 4th. That's our Dash for Cash leader. He is going to be super happy right now as well.
They're off once again. There'll be 2 to go this time by. Here we go.
This is going to be intense. We just got to hope we don't have another checkered. Or, sorry, another yellow. Hopefully these guys can keep it together enough to at least finish this one.
Green flag in the air. Let's go. Winker pulling away. You're 3. Oh, trouble back straight away. Car
Oh,
around.
no.
Oh.
That's Daniel Dow got turned.
And they're still reckoning 3 and 4.
Horrible.
Daniel Dow. Oh.
That was
no.
Austin Hund and Daniel Dow looks like got together there. Looks to me like Daniel Dow was going for the pass and just squeezed Austin Dow up against that, or Austin Hund, I'm sorry, up against that wall and spun himself.
That's what I saw, unfortunately. So again, caution's going to wave here tonight. I mean, what can you do at that point? I mean,
There's nothing you can do but try to keep your position. I think these guys all know that where they are now is probably where they're going to finish.
yep.
I think they just want to keep it. The worst thing that can happen right now is to do something like Daniel Dow did, make a mistake, and lose all those positions.
Yep. One more look here. As they went down in there. Too wide.
Austin Hund, I believe, is very relieved that didn't collect him in that as well. He's sitting 4th. He's had a great drive so far.
Oh, there's nowhere to
It's
go.
like 55 going around for the lucky dog. He's going to be happy to be on the lead lap again.
You know what that means? We're going to give it another attempt. We'll give it another attempt at green light checker. So, Winker. Two laps to go. Once
We do have
again.
that 38 of Nathan Nixon back up in the foil. We haven't seen him quite in the top 3, but we have seen him in the top 10 quite a lot this race. I bet he's happy to be here.
Yeah. After all this, yeah. I think he'll be happy.
Anybody on the lead lap, I bet is feeling fortunate right now.
Just hoping to see the checkered.
Looks like we've got 22 drivers still on the lead lap.
And we'll get ready to go once again. So, let's try this again, boys.
Moynihan on the outside. That guy's a weapon. I think Winker's got his work cut out for him, but he's definitely lined up to take this win. Let's see if he can pull it off.
All Winker wants to see is the white flag, right? That's all he wants to see.
Yes, absolutely. Earlier, I think he was loving loving the cautions. He is the worst enemy of those cautions at this point. He just wants this race to be over.
Bristol 80 here tonight. Comes down to a green, white checker.
Super happy to see one of my guys, Austin Hunt, up in the top 5. I know he was a bit worried coming into this. I did some talking to him. He was a bit worried about this race, but he's done a phenomenal job.
Green flag back in the air.
Jump by Winker. That was a good start by Winker.
He just wants to make it back. That's all he wants.
Bloodworth is fighting for that second place. He wants it.
Oh, he right there as well. 1 lap to go at Bristol. Winker.
Austin Hunter on the outside. For third? Does he have it?
He's got it by a truck.
He's got it. Yep.
And checkered flag for Winker. Austin right there. Oh, Austin edges it.
By a nose.
Nice.
By a nose. Austin Hunt into third. He is ecstatic right now.
Winker.
Winker, Matt, I got to say, you were right. He held on to it.
Winker gets it done. Folks, we'll come back for your post-race. We'll go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll have all your post-race.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
All right, we are back once again here from Bristol Motor Speedway. As you see, your winner, Kevin Winker, here. Before we go over our post-race interviews, let's take a look at the points really quick before I forget about that, because knowing me, if I don't do it now, guess what? I'll forget about it. So let's take a look here. Your point standings here tonight, and you can see it on your screen. Could be... Nope, it's going to be last points. We'll have to figure that out later. You see, as they came into the night, and the new current point standings looks like this. Sean right there as well. I'm not sure why it's not giving them their points. Okay then. Steven right there, Winker. So, we'll get ready to talk to your race winner and Kevin Winker here momentarily. Before we do that, boys, what y'all think of the show?
There was definitely some good racing in there. I think there was a lot of cautions. I wish there wasn't so many cautions, but I did have a lot of fun watching the racing, especially at the front of that pack. Those guys have a lot of talent, and it was all on display here today.
Here we go.
It was definitely good racing. Like you said, there was quite a bit cautions. I mean, all in all, I mean, it was pretty fun. Definitely enjoyed sitting in the booth with y'all.
Thank you, man. It was
Yeah, I really enjoyed having you too, Ty.
It was fun to have you up here, Ty. Well, let's talk to the man that walked away, Kevin Winker. Kevin Winker, Matt in the booth, get a copy.
Yes, sir.
All righty, man. You're gonna walk away victory lane here tonight at Bristol. You survived the Bristol 180.
Yeah, I definitely survived. I admit I suck at this track. I was hoping for like a top 15, top 10, and I started from the pits because I knew there was gonna be a big wreck. There was a big wreck, and then I kind of was around back most of the race, and then I don't know if I paid for tires. I still have one set of tires left. That's how many cautions we ran. So paid for tires there, and then I just kind of cycled to the front, and then just the cautions helped me in the restarts, and being the leader here, you know, on the restarts, that's I think that's king here. So that just helped me and held on for the win there.
We saw you jump up to the lead when the leaders pitted for tires, and I think at that point you'd seal the deal. It sounded like you planned for the cautions, where maybe some of the other drivers didn't.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not good at this track, so I was just trying to get off sequence because I knew the leaders were probably gonna, you know, try to split it in half, and I think I paid around 50 or 60, I don't remember, but they waited till I think like 70 or 90, and then that kind of cycled through, and then once the fast cars were in the back, it's hard to pass, and then when you get cautions, I mean, you can't do much. If it would have went green, I would have been sitting duck. I would have been falling back, but I got lucky with all the cautions, so I'll take a win any way I can get it.
We had a little theory going in the booth that you may have been one of the only guys on the track who was loving the cautions when you were in the lead. Is that true?
Oh yeah, of course. Being the leader, you always love cautions. So you get worried towards the end, people, you know, dumping the leader. But I don't know who finished second. I think the 53, he ran me clean. So shout out to him. Shout out to all my teammates: Michael Madden, Nathan Nixon, Danny Dow, Sean Jensick, all them guys for allowing me to race with them this year.
Howdy, man. Well, again, Kevin, congratulations. Good job here tonight, buddy.
Thank you. I want to give a quick shout out also to my sponsor, Bruce Muehlberger, Muehlberg Custom Homes. Coming aboard sponsors all my leagues. So big shout out to him and always watching. Shout out to Winker Nation, my girlfriend Shauna, Brett, Nicole, Justin, Brandon, Dylan, all them guys. Can't thank you guys enough. The league for putting this on, and then you as always for broadcasting. We appreciate it.
And for appreciate it, man. Kevin, great job.
Thank you.
Congrats, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk to Daniel here. If we can, Daniel Moheen, Matt up here in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You're going to wind up P2 here tonight.
Yes, sir. It was, got a little help from, missing wrecks and caution laps, might I say.
Yeah, that's an understatement of the year. But
looks like we saw you involved in that little bit of a wreck late in the race there, but you were able to get waved back up to second. How relieved were you when you saw that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was worried at the time because like the 15 came down on me and we both spun out, and then someone like really like T-boned me in the rear. And I thought I was gonna have some wheel damage, but I ended up turning out pretty good from that wreck. I didn't take too much damage.
It certainly looked like you were gonna come out of that with damage, at least from the booth.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was real worried for a bit.
got kind of lucky.
Oh, big time. Oh yeah. I mean, shoot, any other race, a wreck like that, and that would be the end of my race.
Absolutely.
Well, man, again, Daniel, congratulations on hanging on for second here tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty, man. Any sponsors, anything you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my boy Kevin. Didn't end up making it in the race, but you know, I really held on to P2 just for him because he was out there watching. So shout out to Kev.
There you go. Congratulations, bud. Good job.
All right, thank you guys.
Alrighty, and unfortunately, Austin doesn't appear to be available, Luke, unfortunately. That's disappointing.
Darn.
But
the guy I was looking forward to talk to most.
Well, man, it was fun here tonight. Final thoughts for the Bristol 80.
Well, I'm hoping the driving standards don't carry over to next race, but there definitely was some clean racing. It was really fun to watch. Hopefully we can get more green flags going forward.
And for kind of the same traffic here. Thanks for coming up. Thank you, you guys. We will see you next week for round number 3 from Talladega. Until then, have a great night. Stay safe, everyone. Take care of one another. Again, Luke, thank you. Ty, thanks. And we'll see you guys from Alabama. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
On 3, we'll do this together. We'll do bye together. 1, 2, 3.